Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this segment of Women of Washington. I'm your host, Poonam Auluck Shah. This is a show where we get to recognize and celebrate women in the D.C. area who are making a difference and giving back to the community. Today, I'm delighted to introduce Siobhan Davenport, CEO and President of Crintentin, a Washington, D.C.-based organization to support young girls in the community. Welcome to the show, Siobhan.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad we were able to make this happen because we had met a couple of months ago. Siobhan was a speaker at a women's conference a couple of months ago, and I was really inspired about the mission, hearing you talk. So let's just start there. Tell us a little bit about Crintentin and your passion for the organization.
Oh, thank you so much. And yes, Crintentin is actually 133 years old.
Wow.
But I have been the head of the organization for 3 years now. And what we do is we empower and uplift teen girls in challenging communities in the district and in Montgomery County.
Okay.
We currently have 672 girls enrolled in our programs.
Okay.
And it's a weekly structure with a well-trained program leader who leads about 15 to 18 girls in session. And what happens in those groups, although we have an evidence-based curriculum, is that the girls really open up and start to share. It's a safe space for them.
Okay.
And so all kinds of issues come up from everything from, well, how do I handle friendships? Because that's a huge issue with teen girls.
Not just teen girls, but yes.
And so it goes from that all the way to some very serious topics. Girls who will share abuse that they've had in their homes, etc. So it's a wonderful space where girls can really open up and share what's happening in their lives, but they know that they have that trusted adult who can provide factual information and connect them with resources.
So tell us a little bit about the program. Is it a weekly? Is it twice a week? Is it after school, during school? Like how does that work?
Oh, certainly. So we serve 6th through 12th grade girls.
Okay.
And so for our youngest, which is our goal-setting girls program, our 6th and 7th graders, it is an after-school program.
Okay.
But for our sneakers, which is our 8th through 12th grade girls, we meet during lunch hour for them.
Okay.
And it's a weekly meeting throughout the school year.
Right. I'm sure that added resource and community is kind of something that they can rely on. It's structured, it's stability. I think that's really great for building trusting, honest, worthy relationships.
Absolutely.
So, we're in the middle of the pandemic.
Yes.
We just went back to school. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of those challenges and how you try to keep the girls connected together?
Absolutely. So March 13th of 2020 is a date that will live in all of our memories.
For sure.
And so I clearly remember it was a Friday, and we just found out that schools were shutting down, which we thought were just for a few weeks.
Right.
And so the girls immediately were texting their program leaders. They wanted to know, how can we stay connected? We don't want to give up this program because it means so much to us.
Right.
And so we're a girl-led organization. So we asked them, well, how can we do this? And they named all kinds of apps that none of the adults knew anything about.
Sure.
And so it was, we all felt old in that moment in time. But we eventually settled on Zoom and Teams. And so, and we continued to deliver 43 virtual weekly programs. And we had 48 hours to figure it out.
Wow.
So, and we immediately took a survey because the girls that we serve all come from challenging communities.
Right.
And so we wanted to find out, how can we be of best support to you during this time?
Right.
And so the girls were sharing that parents were losing jobs at that point.
I know.
Girls were losing jobs, and our young ladies worked to help with the financial stability of their families. So they were asking for, we need food, we need feminine products. We do serve pregnant and parenting teens in our Pearls program, and they desperately needed diapers for their babies. So we were out shopping. I was at Costco, and we had a three-way call with my team members. And one was at Sam's, I was at Costco, somebody was at Giant. We were collecting toilet paper, which of course was like gold.
Right. at that time. What they say is during crisis, it spawns and it spurts innovation. And that's exactly what I keep hearing, through interviews again and again. People just thinking outside of the box, thinking, some of the simple things like a three-way call. We were doing three-way calls when I was younger, but, now you've got the FaceTime, now you got the videos. And so I just feel like with technology and with the crisis, there are those silver lining moments and, instant gratification that
Absolutely.
you're helping someone who needs something that afternoon. And I'm sure providing moral support and just talking and being available, because the isolation has been really bad. But now things are turning around, right?
Yes.
We're getting to a new normal. I'm so glad you were able to come onto the show, but I really want our audience to know, how can they get involved, because I feel like it's something that we all should be interested in and supporting. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that? How can we get involved?
Oh, certainly. Well, the way that you can get involved is that with Christensen Services, our young ladies are still feeling many challenges, even though we are back in schools and we're opening up.
Okay.
So we have a Christensen Cupboard campaign, and it's a virtual cupboard where we're asking those in our community to donate $125, which is the cost of period products for a year, and it's running from June 6th through June 17th. It's a 2-week campaign.
Great. I think that's wonderful. And so we'll post those details. We'll post information about Siobhan and about the organization on our Facebook page. Thanks so much for coming on the show. We will see you next month on Women of Washington with Poonam. Take care.